What if I told you that the moment you feel your blood pressure rising in an argument, you still have the power to steer that conversation into connection instead of collision? Today, we're breaking down the art of de escalation so your heated moments don't destroy your bond. Welcome back, Uplifting Life Partners, to Marriage Mastery Uplifters Podcast, cultivating extraordinary connections. The podcast dedicated to giving you the tools to build, repair, and strengthen the foundation of your relationship so you can have a stronger, more joyful, and resilient marriage. I'm your host, Ron Simplified Myers. Let's ignite possibilities together. Well, this is our Marriage Builder Sunday episode, and today we're diving into the topic De-escalation 101, navigating a heated conversation without a communication breakdown. Our objective and goal is by the end of today, you'll know exactly how to keep a heated conversation from spiraling into a communication breakdown, even if you're dealing with strong personalities, high stress, or past hurts. Well, actually, I created this episode specifically for myself, so I'm really going to be talking to myself out loud, and I'm going to let you guys in on the conversation. All right, so let's start by understanding why conversations escalate. And there's no better place to start than the science of escalation. You have fight or flight, and then you add emotional flooding. See, when conflict rises, your body reacts like you're being chased by a bear. Adrenaline rush, fast heartbeat, narrowed focus. That's fight or flight. And then you add some emotional flooding, and it makes it hard to think rationally. Here's an example. You're having a normal conversation with your spouse. Everything seems to be going well. Next thing you know, your heart's pounding like you're being chased by a bear. You're not running for your life, or are you? No, we're just arguing about where to eat dinner. But your body, it doesn't know the difference. Your nervous system's just saying, danger, danger. Now the conversation over Chipotle or Olive Garden could be the end of your marriage. See, when you're flooded like that, your brain literally shuts down the reasoning center, which is why you end up saying some dumb stuff like, that's why the dog listens to me more than you. Not helpful, not rational, but you're in survival mode. But guess what you actually did? You probably escalated the conversation even more by that comment. But anyway, that example, it leads us to understanding the role of tone, body language, and word choice. Because communication, it isn't just words. The tone, the body language, and the word choice, they set the emotional temperature. Realize tone is everything. You can say, can you pass me the remote? A couple different ways. One way, pretty smooth. Babe, can you pass me the remote? The other way, can you pass me the remote? Now you just started World War III. And the body language. Oh, that'll get you in trouble so quick. Have you ever just kind of rolled your eyes mid-argument? I hope that's what I just did. Well, you lost at that point. You can bring the best defense, best argument. It doesn't matter. Once the eyes start rolling, your spouse just giving you that look. So that's how you feel. So recognize the fight usually isn't about what you said. It's how you said it. So that leads us to marriage-specific triggers. There are unresolved issues from the past. Have you ever noticed how spouses, when they fight, it's like prosecutors? You think you're talking about trash day, and suddenly you're on trial for something you did about 8 to 10 years ago? Or you forgot to take out the trash, just like you forgot my birthday in 2015. Like, wait, why am I in court for old charges? What you need to take from this example is if you don't, and we all know this, if you don't resolve old wounds, they will show up in new arguments. So let's address the feelings of being unheard or dismissed. Now, we've talked about this many times before, but it's that important for us to continue because nothing escalates faster than someone feeling ignored. And again, this is very significant to understand that. It's like this. Your spouse says, "You're not listening to me." And you being smart, that's me. "I'm listening." Congratulations. You just proved their point. You're technically listening, but emotionally, you went deaf. What you have to understand here is people don't just want your ears. They want validation. Woo! That one hits me like a brick. Okay? So how about power struggles and emotional safety? Some couples argue like they're running for some type of political position, and it's all about winning. It's about getting votes at all expense. But in marriage, if somebody's got to lose for you to win, guess what? The whole marriage loses. Think about it. Have you ever won an argument and then ended up sleeping on the couch? That's not winning. So here, understand, safety and teamwork, it matters more than winning an argument. So let's share a relatable story. There's this couple, let's call them Khalib and Simone. They started off arguing about laundry. Yep, laundry. Khalib was like, "You always leave clothes in the dryer. You know it's coming, you hear it." Simone, "Well, you never fold them anyway." Boom. There, yelling starts, doors slamming, neighbors thinking we got a reality TV show going on next door. So it went from socks in the dryer to Simone yelling, "That's why I don't like your cousin." Wait a minute. How did the cousin get in the fight? They ain't even in the house. But that's what we learn. That escalation is one small spark. No de-escalation tools, and suddenly they're fighting about stuff that had nothing to do with the laundry. If either one of them had paused, validated the other one, or just taken a breath, that fight would have stayed in the dryer where it belonged. And folks, I know if you're married or if you get any kind of tight relationship, these examples probably resonate with you. So what do we do about it? We learn and implement the 5-step de-escalation framework. Number 1, pause before you pounce. Recognizing physical and emotional cues before you respond. Here's an example. If your voice is rising, your heart's racing, or your breathing changes, it's time to hit the pause button. Number 2, check your body language. Soften facial expression, avoid pointing, and maintain an open stance. Number 3, use I statements. Again, we talk about this all the time, but you got to do that instead of the you accusations. Here's an example. "I feel overwhelmed when we talk like this," versus "You always make me feel." And if you've been following this podcast, you've heard me use the I statement approach continuously. My question would be, are you using it? It works, and it helps us avoid escalation in our conversations. Number 4, validate before you debate. Acknowledge their perspective before sharing your own. Woo! Hello. And number 5, set a temporary timeout if needed. So now that we've had the 5-step de-escalation framework down, we need to know how to respectfully pause and then resume the conversation. So let's go ahead and let's play this out. I'm going to show you what a heated conversation looks like in escalation. That's the word, escalation mode versus de-escalation mode. Now, I know some of you immediately going to say, "Ron was outside our window last night." I'm watching. All right, so let's talk about the escalation mode. This is the wrong approach. Here's the scenario. Khalib comes home late from work again. His wife says something, so of course he's defensive. What's the big deal? "I was only 30 minutes late." Woo! You know that's going to cause some snapping. "Well, you always do this. You don't care about me or this family." And of course, Khalib, being sarcastic, "Oh, so now I don't care. That's funny, because I'm out here working to pay for the Netflix subscription you binge watch every night." Oh, there go the rolling eyes. Simone says, "Yeah. Well, maybe if you actually came home, we could watch it together." So Khalib, he's going to reach for the low blow. Whatever. And again, that's why the dog loves me more than you. Let's see what just happened there. It started with being late, and now we're talking about who the dog loves more. This is how escalation works. It goes from 0 to petty real fast. Both people stop listening, and started competing for who could land the nastiest punchline, and that's not healthy. So, what does this scenario look like in de escalation mode? The right way, using the 5 steps. Number 1, pause before you pounce. So, now that she said something to him, Khalid, this time he takes a deep breath, a calmer tone. He says, hold on. I can tell you're upset. Let me slow down before I make this worse. So instead of snapping back, Khalid hits the brakes, giving his brain time to catch up before his mouth runs wild. Number 2, check your body language. So Khalid relaxes his shoulders, he faces Simone, and he softens his tone. Instead of the sarcasm, he keeps it direct. I see you're hurt that I was late. By softening the body language and tone, he changes the temperature of the conversation. Number 3, where we again talk about using the I statements instead of the you accusations. Even though Simone's frustrated, she's been coached to use the I statements. So she says, I feel unimportant when you come home late and you don't let me know what's going on. So Khalid, instead of defending, he says, I hear you. I didn't text. And it probably felt like I wasn't thinking about you. 4, validate before you debate. Khalid, he's doing validating first. He says, I get why that hurt. You've been waiting for me, and it feels like I wasn't valuing your time. Now Simone feels hurt, which lowers her defensiveness. We says number 5, set a temporary timeout if needed. So Khalid's been proactive here. He says, can we pause this for a few minutes while I get settled and then talk about how we can handle this better? I want to find a solution together. Simone is softer now. Yeah, I like that. I just needed you to acknowledge it. See, same situation, totally different outcome. No one had to insult by bringing the dog into the picture or talking about people's cousin, and both people walked away feeling heard instead of hurt. Now, I'm going to encourage practice, but here's the trick. Don't wait until you're mid-argument to try this for the first time. That's like practicing your fire escape plan while the kitchen's already on fire. You need to practice this when you're calm. Do it over dinner, role play it in the car, you can even make it a game. Because when the real heat comes, your brain will go straight to whatever is practiced most, whether it's yelling or de-escalating. This actually reminds me of a time when I was at an event and the speaker shared about one of their clients' ways of dealing when they got into heated moments. While in the middle of their heated conversation, they agreed that the first one that came to their senses would take off all their clothes and, of course, be standing there in their birthday suit. Their belief was, how could they fight if your partner is standing there in that position? All I can say is, whatever works for you. So I will emphasize again, couples should practice this like a fire drill. Except instead of stop, drop, and roll, it's pause, breathe, and validate. So next time your spouse comes in hot, don't fight fire with fire. Unless you want to turn your living room into some kind of SmackDown edition, what is that, WWE or something like that. So anyway, next area we want to cover is common mistakes to avoid. One would be using sarcasm or humor at the wrong moment. Yep, that's me. 2 would be bringing in unrelated past issues. Or 3, using the silent treatment as a weapon. Avoid those. So as we close out today's episode, let's do a brief recap of the 5-step de-escalation framework. Number 1, pause before you pounce. Number 2, check your body language. Number 3, use I statements instead of the you accusations. Number 4, validate before you debate. And 5, set a temporary timeout if needed. So here's my challenge for you. This week, when tension starts to rise, try these steps before letting the conversation run away from you. Then tell us how it went. Message us on our new Facebook Marriage Mastery Uplifters podcast page. We designed it just for these reasons. But look for this episode, the De-escalation 101, navigating a heated conversation without a communication breakdown, and that's if your comment relates to this particular episode. So I want to close out here with a reminder. A strong marriage isn't one without disagreements. It's one where those disagreements lead to understanding instead of distance. So we'll be back next week for another Marriage Builder Sunday episode. Until then, keep building, keep loving, and keep mastering your marriage one intentional step at a time. And again, as a reminder, we just created the Marriage Mastery Uplifters podcast, which I just mentioned, the Facebook page, where you can communicate with us in a much more personal way. We want to hear from you directly, and we'll be sharing behind the scenes content, asking for your thoughts on upcoming episode topics, and even answering some of your questions. So now's not the time to play shy. Introduce yourself in the comments section. Tell us what you're hoping to get out of this community and what you desire to see us talk about. Your input is what makes this podcast so special. And we can't wait to start the conversation with you. So if there's particular episodes you want to talk about, look for the post for that episode and comment there. It'll make it a cleaner transition as far as us having to be able to communicate you on that topic. If not, you can comment pretty much anywhere on the page and we'll see it. So for more exclusive training, deeper dives, behind the scenes content, our books, our video series, and the Simplified Uplifters apparel, which is our online clothing store, make sure you download the Simplify You app today. It's your one-stop shop for all of our resources. Located inside of the Google Play or the Apple Store, or visit the website simplifieduplifters.net, which is a duplication of the app. All this information will be in the bio of the show. And if you found value in today's episode, we would also appreciate you sharing this and the podcast itself with those that you know need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Marriage Mastery Uplifters podcast so you don't miss our upcoming Self-Love Wednesday, where we'll explore individual areas to strengthen your journey to self-love. So thanks again for joining me on this transformative Marriage Builder Sunday. Until next time, nurture your soul, protect your energy, be kind to yourself, and build the marriage of your dreams. Most important, remember your power. You are extraordinary.